Have you ever looked at life and thought, everything looks fine from the outside, but something just doesn't feel right? Like you're living, but you're not fully alive? Welcome to the Life Audit Series, where we take an honest look at the life you're living and the life you actually want. Hi my lovelies, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the next episode of the Life Audit. We're doing a series on the channel at the moment called the Life Audit Series. Everything to look at how your life is right now and how we can change that so it can be like the best life you've ever lived. So if that's something you're interested in, really trying to change your life, join the channel, join the bandwagon, join us over here on this little cozy corner of the internet. So let's get into it. Let's get into the video, sis. There was a moment in my life where I realized that something was making me uncomfortable. Nothing was necessarily wrong, right? But nothing felt aligned either. I was following routines, responsibilities that I had, expectations for myself, but I wasn't actually myself. Like I was not feeling like myself. I just told myself, this is not the life that I want. Like it's never been the life that I wanted. Have you ever been there before? At that moment, sis, was when I had a life audit moment. Like, okay, I need to figure out what's going on. I need to know what I can do to make my life better. So I had to audit my life. A life audit is when you pause and honestly evaluate your life, like where you're at right now, how it's been, and where you're headed. This could be in career, relationships, lifestyle, identity, you name it. Because if we never examine our life, we accidentally build a life that we actually don't want for ourselves. Now we're going to look at the 4 transformational points where you are like, yeah, it's time to actually do a life audit and it's time for me to change my life completely. As you know how I do, my notes are down there so that I don't miss anything, and I don't like to gatekeep. I need to give you everything, sis, so that you are equipped for this life audit and it will be so easy for you. Easier than when I was doing it, because there wasn't any videos like this for me to be able to audit my life. This was pretty much done through experience, like done the hard way. So I wish there was a video like this where someone can guide me through doing a life audit, so then it saves me years of just wasting my life doing things that I thought was impacting it positively, but really it was just hindering. So let's get into the 4 transformational points. Point number 1, you built a life around expectations and not intentions. Built a life with expectation, of course, but it was around expectations rather than intention. Many women don't feel stuck because of lack of ambition. Like the ambition is there. They feel stuck because they built their life around expectation, around what made sense to them at the time and what looked right, or what other people expected of them. So now they're living a life that's fine, it's doing all right, but it doesn't actually feel like their life at all. The moment you realize that, that's when the beauty of reinvention begins. So what should you do when you realize that you've built your life around expectations rather than intentions? Here's 2 little steps that you can do today. Action step number 1, you know I love my action steps. Action step number 1 is to identify your should life. Like, what should life be like for you? What in my life am I doing because I feel like I should? This really truly exposes where you've been living on autopilot, because then you're like, oh, okay, so that's why my life's been like this. That's why it feels like I've been on autopilot. That's why it doesn't feel like my own life right now. So it really brings that to light. Second action step, nice and quick, is to make one intentional decision every single day. Not even every single day. Make one intentional decision today, like right now. I'll wait, sis. Do it right now. Choose something small and decide it on purpose. Literally decide it on purpose and be like, say today, this evening, something small, something like how you would spend your evening, what you say yes and no to. You know, what I'm deciding to do today, this is what I'm going to decide today. Today, I'm going to go to bed on time. Something as simple as that. You know, when you make this choice, this gives you that boost of morale and be like, you know what? I was able to do this small change. I've actually decided on something. Things can move in the right direction. So I ain't mad at it. I think you should try it. So those are 2 action steps you can do today for that key transformational point. Let's move on to the next one. So another transformational point where you're like, I need a life audit, like right now, is when you've outgrown your current lifestyle, your current life right now. Growth doesn't always feel exciting. I mean, for me, most of the time it is. However, there's that 10% where it doesn't feel, there's that 10% where it doesn't feel exciting. And sometimes feels very uncomfortable. If I'm being honest with you, it does feel uncomfortable sometimes because it starts with the realization is that part that's uncomfortable, where you realize like, oh shit, right, this is what my life has been. And you kind of almost feel a little bit of ashamed, but at the same time, I don't want you to feel ashamed. Like, you're realizing this is where you're at and it's a good thing. So it's going to feel a bit uncomfortable. When you realize that your current life no longer fits who you are, that's when you need to do a life audit. Spaces where you used to feel like you belong now feels kind of limiting. Like, you can expand even more. Like, you can be in a much expanded environment. And it doesn't mean that something's wrong. It just means that you're evolving. And this is the perfect segue for me to introduce something that you might actually really be interested in that I created, and that is my quiz. Left the link down in the description box for you below, and this is an evolving her quiz. It helps you understand where you are in life, where you're feeling stuck in life, and how you can move forward. It's a free quiz. It's super fun. Definitely check it out. Link is in the description box below. I would love to see what you guys' results are. And when you get your results, comment, write it down in the comments what your result was on the quiz. So I'm not going to leave you, sis, behind with no action steps for this one. So let's look at the 2 action steps that you can do for where you feel like your current life no longer serves you anymore. So the first thing that you can do is to pinpoint what feels misaligned. Yeah, pinpoint it. Have a look. Really, really dig deep. Dive in there. Dive in there. Ask yourself this question if you're really stuck on how to do this. Ask yourself, what in my life feels heavy, forced, or outdated? What in my life feels heavy, forced, or outdated? Whatever answer you get from that, that usually tells you what you've outgrown, pretty much. Second action step, for less time. Spend less time doing the things that you don't want to do and spend more time doing the things that you do want to do. Okay? So that's what I mean by creating space before replacing it with anything at all, is to create space before replacing anything. I can't stress this one enough. Before replacing anything, because there's no good having junk here and then you're putting stuff on top of the junk to replace it. No, that's messy. That's not cute. That's not, let's not do that. We need to create the space. So that means clearing things out. That means moving things away. That means rearranging things before replacing it with the new things. Pull back slightly from what feels misaligned. Something like less access to people, or people to have less access to you, or less energy towards certain things that are like, it's not for you, you know, or like you're not feeling it anymore. Key transformational point is you need to see your life clearly. Like, you need to see your life clearly. If you haven't watched my video before this, definitely watch that. We break down like how to have clarity, identity, how to put action together. I'll link it in the card somewhere. You can't change your life you haven't fully acknowledged. You just can't. Most people stay stuck because they actually never stop to look at how their life is or has been. Emphasis on what it's been like, because for you to move forward, you kind of need to look at your past. Like, you trying to avoid your past doesn't really help you have a better future. You need to see where the gaps was. You need to see where the things didn't go well. You need to see where things did go well, and that's the only way you're able to progress forward. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm not saying stay in your past all the time. That's not what I'm saying. This is just for the purpose of a life audit, especially when you feel the need that you need to see life clearly. That's a transformational point to say, I need to do a life audit. I need to figure this out. Let's do a quick reset. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, people stay stuck because they don't look at their past honestly and see what it is that has been keeping them there, keeping them in this cycle of life for that length of time. Clarity is what turns vague frustration into clear direction. So here are the action steps, 2 action steps. Got you, sis. First one is do a life credit score situation. Okay, so you know how you got a credit score for your finances? Also something to look at, guys. Please, you need to be looking at that too, but we'll get into that another time. But basically similar concept with your life. So how you would do this is rate it out of 10. So let's say, for example, your career, you need to rate out of 10. Your relationship, rate out of 10. Your health, rate out of 10. Your environment, your identity, rate out of 10. You know, key parts of your life, rate out of 10. Between 0 being absolutely crap, 10 being absolutely fantastic. And have a look, almost like the wheel of life, but credit score version. Well, life audit score version. So yeah, this really shows exactly where change is needed. And like I said, on top of that, you can also do my Evolving Her quiz down below. Second one is to choose your lowest area where you scored really low and then make it 1% better. Just keep making it 1% better until it gets to close to a 9, close to 8, 9 or 10, pretty much. And that will help you with the audit and with improving those areas of your life. The final transformational key point for when you're like, I need a life audit, is when you realize your life is already on a trajectory. I can never say that word properly, but I hope you got what I was saying. Your life isn't standing still. Sis, it's not standing still. It's moving in a direction, but what direction do you want it to be moving at? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, do you want it to move in the direction of autopilot life? Take me where you need me to go. Okay, let me just go there. Or is it an intentional one where it's like, no, actually, this is what I want for myself. This is where I want to be headed. Let's intentionally put things together. Doesn't even have to be massive, just little steps, little things, you know? So the real question is, are you really happy with where your life is headed? Are you? Are you? Are you? Okay? Because if nothing changes, you're still going to be where you are right now. I'm giving you a bit of tough love here. You just need to hear it. Like, if nothing changes, you're still going to be where you are. And then you're going to come again this time next year and say, oh, nothing's changed. My life is boring. But did you do anything? Are you happy with the direction your life is going? Are you going to do something about it? That is, I just have to say it. I have to say it, sis. I have to say it. So ask yourself this. These are the last 2 action steps that you can do right now. Ask yourself the 5-year question. Okay, the 5-year question. If my life stayed exactly the same for the next 5 years, would I be happy? I'm sure a lot of you will be like, absolutely not. Some of you might be, yeah, all good. I could just improve it a little bit. And if that's where you are, fantastic. I am happy for you. Make sure you share your tips with the sisters out here. Like, share it. But if you're not there, we need to rethink about the next 5 years. Like, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna change this? Because it cannot be. Absolutely not. I don't think I can. So ask yourself that question. And the second action step, decide on your next move immediately. Not, oh yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh yeah, I'll just immediately. What's your next move? What's your next move, sis? Because there are people out here that have decided and they're living the life that you've been wanting to live, and you're seeing them live it and you're like, but why is my life not? Because they took the action. They decided immediately. Okay, let me calm down. Let me be nice. But you know, like I said, tough love. Like, people who make decisions and they're like, right, that's it, I'm gonna do this, boom, and they act on it there and then, fantastic. Not out of impulse, by the way, because you've had time to be clear, to look at things, to have an audit, so it's not impulsively. But once you have that clear decision, act on it immediately. If the answer is yes, elevate it. If the answer is no, in with whatever it is that you're doing with your life, or whatever area of your life you're trying to change something now. Change it now. Like, make the space, clear it, change it now. Every shift that you do goes towards you living the life that you genuinely, truly want to live. My darlings, if you feel like you're at a point where, you know, you need a life audit, or it's a case where you're seeing life clearly now and you're ready to change your life, I encourage you to take time, have a look at what's going on with yourself, with your life, and make that decision today to actually change, and change for the better. Change to live the life that you've always wanted for yourself. I hold your hands, give me your hands, and say, you can do this. You can really do this. If you need help with doing a life audit, let me know, because I have been helping other women outside of here. I'm still holding your hand. I've helped other women outside of here doing life audit strategies with them, having sessions with them. If this is something, my dear girl, my darling, if this is something that you are interested in, definitely let me know in the comment section below, because then I can open up something for you and the girlies. In the meantime, you can definitely do the Evolving Her quiz. That will help you out a little bit. But what I really want to tell you is, I'm holding your hand again. You can do this. Life audit is great because then it allows you to actually head into the life that you really want for yourself. Okay, girl. Love you. So, yeah, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed this, let me know. Hit me up in the comment section. I do look at every single comment. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.